So Haynes, it's our first catch up of the year. We missed one last one. Don't know what happened. I think the game's off. We didn't catch up. So apologies to everybody for that. Lots to talk about this catch up. So 3 games so far this year. Defeat to Musselburgh, win against Penicuik, and then losing to Cumbernauld in the cup. How do you assess those 3 games?
They were all very different. The Musselburgh game, if we were to go back the furthest, the Musselburgh game, right at the start of the year, we played well in that game. Probably between both boxes, I felt we were the better side. We lacked a wee bit in the final third that weekend, and I can't think of anything to note the chances that we really created. And Musselburgh were clinical. They're a good side and they've got good players, and overall they deserve to win. But like I say, I think between both boxes we were pretty comfortable. We still try to pass the ball, but we just lacked any creation and quality in the final third. But it's Musselburgh are one of the favourites for the league, and they've got players that can win them a game, and that's it really. The Penicuik game, totally different type of performance. I think the game was potentially in doubt. Penicuik's pitch is always heavy. It's never great, and we had to really go and battle that day. And to a man, I thought we were outstanding for that quality alone. Keeping a clean sheet. Kyle Summers scored a fantastic goal. But again, the game itself probably wasn't great. It wasn't a game with loads of chances. But like I said in the Musselburgh game, that we had that wee bit of quality that day to pick up the 3 points and score the only goal. I think Sean Brennan came back in that game, and he kept a clean sheet, and was delighted for him. He's waited a long time to get the opportunity because Shea's done so well. And Sean got an opportunity, and he was good, really good.
And then the Cumbernauld game here at New Countess Park.
Pleasing again, as we've always done when we play the teams in the divisions above us, we always play well. I can't think of anything that, or any time that we've really come up second best. Again, just a wee bit short. We should have had a penalty that day. Again, we were a good side, and we put them under a lot of pressure, particularly the second half. And we really made them defend. And when I spoke to the manager after the game, and he was very, very complimentary and was aware of the pressure we put them under, and he was just delighted that he managed to weather the storm. So it speaks volumes for our squad, and that we really competed with a team who at the time was sitting second or third in the Lowland League. So the performance itself was pleasing. Disappointed we weren't in the next round, but that's life.
Yeah. And obviously this time of year there's been a few games have been called off. I think we've had 3 over the last kind of couple of months. How do you keep the players match fit when the season kind of stop start like that?
the players, that not just the players, myself as well, you kind of lose the will to live at that stage. When you're training on a Tuesday and a Thursday and have a right good chance that the game's not going to be on a Saturday, it's hard to motivate yourself. So we've played plenty of bounce games within training. If the weather allowed us to do it, because we were training in the misty storms and hurricanes and whatever. So sometimes the training becomes limited, and it becomes messy, and people don't want to be training in the 40 mile per hour winds, you know what I mean? So you've got to really try and keep them motivated. A big part of it is trying to pick up friendlies. And we've managed to do that over the last few weeks. We played a bounce game with the 20s on the pitch, you know, so it felt like a real game. It wasn't just a training match with bibs and cones. It felt like a real game, so we managed to get that game on. We played Preston in a friendly, which, to be honest, I was really disappointed. You know, we just didn't apply ourselves properly, and that goes back to, again, probably the motivation side.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard for the guys to kind of get themselves up for a non-competitive game when they've had a rubbish week's training, or the weather, or whatever. And I understand that, you know, I understand that. Obviously, I asked them to apply themselves better, which then leads on to the Dalkeith game where they did. You know, they applied themselves properly and we treated that almost competitive like. And that was much better in terms of the quality that we produced on that day and the combativeness on the day. It was just an all round better friendly.
Yeah. And with the games getting called off, it's inevitably going to lead to a succession of games coming very quickly, which has the potential to start this Saturday with the Swifts at home in the league, and then we've got a cup game against Dundonald on the Tuesday. Yeah,
and that's right. They're going to start jamming the league games in as well, you know, because I think, you know, Haddington game's been off. I think we've had Clancarty's been off. Dundonald away, you know, so they're going to start jamming these games in where we're going to have to travel on a Tuesday. You know, all these games were away games, but that's life. We're not the only team that'll have to do that. Everybody will have to do that at some stage, but they come thick and fast now. You know, I think over the next kind of 3 weeks we're going to be Saturday, Tuesday, certainly right up into March, where we will play kind of the League Cup game against Swifts for a second time in the space of a fortnight almost. So no, it's good. We're at a stage there that you didn't have. I don't mean you don't have to train. You obviously still have to train, but there's not much coaching to be done. You know, the guys know how we want to play. They know how we want to press. All these ideas are embedded into them. They've been doing it for 6 months. So, you know, games are good. We've got a big enough squad where hopefully we can handle it. You know, that was part of the reason that we carried a larger squad this year, because we'd have lots of games and people going on holiday and people, you know, having other commitments. So we should have the squad that we can cope with, you know, 2 games a week, 3 games a week.
And just touching on the squad, we've added Byron Archibald to the squad. Just give us a wee update on
he's a player we've known about for a long time. Another young lad, you know, I think he's coming up 21. He's very technical, you know, he's a good football player, and he kind of fits into that category of technical players that we want now. You know, we're looking for the dynamic and quick and good football players, and we're you know, getting that, and Byron falls into that category again. Very talented, and he's here for the next, you know, 18 months now. So
and you talked about having a bigger squad, and we've obviously suffered our fair share of injuries this season, but we're starting to see some of those players starting to come back, and it was great to see Goldie, Gregor Goldie playing a few games, and obviously Evan got a few minutes in against Dalkeith after 18 months or so out.
Yeah, Goldie, first of all, you know, he had been training just since Christmas, really, and he's got himself back into a position where he can play games. He's played probably the last 3 weeks for the 20s on a hybrid type system where he's still involved with the first team on a Saturday, so he'll pick up an agreed amount of minutes with the 20s, and then we'll take that into Saturday, and he's involved on Saturday. And I was delighted to see Evan back last week. It's been a long slog for him. You know, he's, like you say, it's been 18 months, and he missed that whole campaign last year where we won the league. So it's really good to see him back, and he's getting fitter and fitter, and again, he'll probably play for the 20s tomorrow night and pick up minutes, and he's actually, by age, he's eligible for the 20s. So he'll pick up more minutes again, and then hopefully in the coming weeks he'll be in a position where he can, you know, push for a place.
Awesome. And as we kind of get to I suppose the second half of the season, you know, when we talked at the start of the season about aspirations and goals, are we where you thought we would be? Are we exceeding expectations, or is there more to come from the squad?
I think we've excelled in parts of it. You know, some performances that we've excelled in. We're probably a wee bit light on points where I think we could have been. You know, but the performances that we have had and not picked up points. You know, I go back to the Penicuik at home. We ended up getting beat 3-2, but you know, it was such a dominant performance that day, and we deserved more points. You know, over the whole campaign, I think. So, we're probably there or thereabouts to where we should be, but I keep saying it. You know, my gauge is the 3 teams that come up with us. You know, we've accumulated more points than the 3 of them put together, and that's my kind of go-to, you know, to gauge our success. And you know, we've excelled at that.
And you said also about wanting to progress in cups and make a good showing in cups, and we've still got 2 cup competitions coming up, so there's plenty still there for the guys to play for. Yeah,
and you know, again, the cup competitions we have been exited by or as a league club, and you know, a lone league club, who were at the time again it was riding high. So you know, we've not actually come across an even keel type of opponent, which we will do in the next coming weeks. You know, obviously we've got Dundonald on Tuesday, which is, you know, to go back to your question about where we want to be in the cups. You know, I've said we want quarterfinals and semi-finals, and next Tuesday is an opportunity to get in a quarterfinal. Again, it'd be against another Lowland League side, and then at the end of the month we'll kick off the League Cup, where we play Swifts again. So you know, it's 2 competitions that I want to get into the latter stages of, and the guys know that, and they want to do that as well. So that's that.
Well, hopefully the weather improves a wee bit. It means these games can go ahead and we can make progress in all these competitions. So all the best.
Thank you.